everybody, it's Ross here, and it is shopping day at the Den, more specifically, online shopping.
So the online website of choice is trainworld.com. As you can see, I'm getting tired, and I'm going to try to wrap this up quick. So, reason for Train World, I price checked the other ones, looked at the other one's stocks, but Train World had what I was looking for. So without further ado, I'll explain what I picked out and why. So to help speed things along with this video, I went ahead and put them in my cart, which you can see here. I'm not going to go into super detail as to why my purchases, but just a brief explanation. Starting off, I wanted to get a diesel engine that was older than my late 80s, early 90s models. And the Elco RS3 comes from 1950 to 1960. But I was going to remove it in favor of the Elco S4, which, is older than the 1980s and 1990s models. But I couldn't say no to this because it's Canadian national. There was a CP rail version with sound value, but I can't find it, so I guess it's sold out. And it was the same price, but this one's DCC on board only, so are they factoring price on favor of paint schemes? Hard to say. Moving along though, this will primarily be used as, not just because it's older, but I will use it as a double header engine, an engine to assist with other things, and to run its own trains between the North Station and the South Station. Sorry, the North Coal Yard and the South Iron Ore Yard. As you know, goods and services, right? Moving along, the Elco S4. DCC sound value, it'll be my first diesel engine with sound. I'm excited for this. At the same time, it's got a good price. There was no Canadian National or Canadian Pacific Railroad. If I really wanted to, I could repaint this one to match that. Because in the end, it's the exact same thing as all the other sound value ones, except the price. But for $69.99 versus $100, I'll take this one any day because, the price difference. But this one here will primarily be running and shunting operations in the south part of my layout where the iron ore works is. Because, according to reviews, this thing can pull between 10 to 20 cars comfortably. But seeing how I'm going to break them down to 10 car lengths to 5 car lengths or 3 car lengths, either way, if I got to pull 20 back to get my engine out so I can go back around to another train and hook up, this will do that job perfectly. Excuse me. Which will leave the role for my 70-ton shunter engine, which, let's face it, it's a beautiful little model, but that shunter engine doesn't have a whole lot of weight to it. And I'll get to review some testing theories into that locomotive later. Because we've now to move on here to the GG1. I wanted to have a locomotive on the top layer of my level. That would be restricted to there, but I can always make up a fluffy story that it can come on down the main layout as we put 2 battery packs on top to power it. Right? Crazy mad science. But at any rate, it would be up there to run off its little own power line system, which we all know is going to be fake for this because I don't want to run electricity up there and cause problems, right? But yeah, to have something that runs between that south part of the upper section and the upper part of the upper section to show that this is the primary line for this locomotive. So you bring anything up to that level, this locomotive will attach to it and take over, right? Or if my other locomotives are struggling to get up the helix, 12-wheel drive. 12-wheel drive. I'll even click the link here and show you. 12-wheel drive. With the weight of this thing and 12-wheel drive, that thing should easily pull 20 cars 8 inches up the 2% grade helix. Or at least I'm hoping so. So if need be, this can come assist to pull another train up. Good to have. And, again, sound value. So I'll have a diesel locomotive with sound value and an electric engine with sound value. Although I would prefer a Swedish Crocodile electric engine, the price on one of those that I found is astoundingly high. So I'll go with an American GG1 at $89.99. Now, with that brief explanation done, I'm going to hit this checkout button, gets things rolling, and we'll see us all back in a few weeks.
Also, folks, before I forget, keep in mind the prices you might have seen showing, they're in US dollars. So if you're in Canada, please keep in mind that price, do an exchange rate, and that's what it's going to cost. And then on top of that, figure out what's going to cost for shipping and taxes and all that fun stuff. So anyway, again, my apologies for forgetting to mention that bit, but we'll see you again in a few weeks.
Finally arrived!
Pardon the wobbly camera, folks, but let's get this in the view. Oh, yes. Let's get her open. Exacto. Man, I really can't wait to get my camera mount so this sits higher. This is just that wobbly thingy I picked up at the dollar store some time ago. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Oh, they currently have in stock on sale. Some nice stuff. Plastic wrapping. Another what's on stock specials flyer. I want to get me one of those at some point. That's a save up goal. Everything else is done. Going threes. Ooh, that looks cool. Alrighty, here we go. Everything looks good so far. That fell on the floor. Have my RS3 locomotive. Oh man, my first ever sound values, or anything with sound. This here would be the Alco S4 in New York Central. And last but not least, a Pennsylvania Tuscan Red GG1. Well then, now that they're here, I guess it's time to make the next video and start the reviewing process, starting with the smallest one.